This is the Toyota GR Yaris, and it exists for a very specific purpose. The GR Yaris might be based on a little runabout, but all it shares with the garden variety Yaris are the head and tail lights, radio antenna, and the badge. So I'm on my way to meet Jonathan, who I've asked to turn up in something cool, which you'll see shortly. I tell you, this manual transmission just makes the whole car feel alive, you know. It just feels so involved in the process you're driving. And for all those naysayers, but the auto transmissions nowadays are faster than a human being and give you better acceleration and all that. I don't care. You can have it. This feels more involved. So what if I'm a couple of tenths slower? So what if I'm not as fuel efficient? But what I'm enjoying really is stuff that the numbers don't tell you. Few unique quirks about this car. It's a Japanese car, but the indicator is on the left, so very European kind of touch. Normally the indicator is on the right. And if you look closely, there are parts of this car that feel like they're made by a company which is not used to making hot hatchbacks, or at least two-door cars. But then I mean the seats, for example. They don't have that lever. It helps you just flip the seat forward and then it doesn't return back to the original position. You have to manually adjust the seat forward and then readjust the position again. I think they put their attention on the things that mattered most in the drivetrain, in the engine, in the gear shift, how it runs. Interior is very basic, I gotta say. All I have here is a dual zone air conditioning vent infotainment system, which thankfully has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But that's enough for me actually. I mean that's all you need really. And then the rest of the time, even the gauges are analog. So in a way it feels a lot like a 90s Japanese sports car in its sort of functional, no frills, you know, hard plastics kind of a way. What prevails, what really matters in the end is how it drives and how connected you feel in the driving sense, in the real driving sense. So we're reaching Jonathan any second now. I hope he's there. I'm going to give him a bit of a really special introduction here. Put on a show for him. Here we go, let's go. Woo! Feels nice and squirrely down a gravel road as a rally car should be. So,
I must say, you certainly know how to make an entrance.
well, you know me.
Hats off, man, that was impressive.
Your car's impressive too.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I told you to bring something special and you did.
ST185 Toyota Celica GT4 Carlos Sainz edition.
Oh yeah?
This is the grandfather to this. So basically what the GR Yaris stands for today, the homologation special for the WRC program, this stood for the exact same thing 20 years ago.
Wow.
30 years ago, sorry.
Nice. Okay.
And it helps as well that the owner decked it out in full Castrol 1993 Monte Carlo Rally livery. It's the real deal.
No stickers, airbrush is painted in there.
Yeah, it's all ironically the rally car would have been stickered, but so this goes one step further.
Yeah, wow, that's nice. Nice to see a piece of history still maintained in Singapore. How many of these will you reckon are in Singapore?
According to the owner, I think about 6 or 7 left from an initial run of 25. So okay, let me tell you a bit more about this car. There was a Celica, which is your sports coupe front-wheel drive. The Celica GT4, which is your four-wheel drive turbocharged fun variant. This, the Carlos Sainz edition, as it was known here in Europe, was called the RC in Japan, and it's called the Rally edition, I think, in Australia. 5,000 of these were made to homologate the Celica GT4 for Group A. So above the regular GT4, you've got a couple of minor tweaks. You've got a different front bumper with bigger holes for cooling your intercooler radiators, ducts and all that. You've got a bit more power in the engine, you've got a different intercooler, and you've got a different bonnet scoop. So instead of sucking in air like a Subaru Impreza, the WRX, this one, it's a heat extractor, so it fans air out.
So this is the real deal. This is
yes.
P1.
It's not just stickers and wheel special, it's authentic.
Won WRC championships from 92, 93,
It was.
94.
This was Toyota's most successful rally car of all time. So this debuted in 92 and it won all 3 drivers' championships in the years that it was competing. So 92, 93, 94, and it won 2 manufacturers' titles as well.
I get a feeling that although I know this is the Carlos Sainz edition, but this time around it feels like Toyota has done even more to make this car different and special. I mean, they've changed almost everything, right? Just the body panels, the engine, obviously, the four-wheel drive. Only I think the headlights, tail lights, and radio antenna carried over from the standard Yaris, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. What you know what else goes on underneath?
Yeah, actually. So fun fact, this car is actually only half a Yaris.
Half a Yaris.
So
what's the other half?
The front half is a Yaris, the platform, the chassis. The rear half, they actually got it from the Corolla and the Corolla hatchback and from the CHR. Because it's got different suspension design, different pickup points. And they need that suspension design to accommodate the rear differential.
It's what, multi-link?
Yes, multi-link.
Okay.
Other interesting thing that differentiates this is, you know about the roof?
Okay, what about the roof?
Carbon fiber, obviously,
Right.
and it's not just for show.
Okay.
But the roof line at its highest point is about 45 millimeters, I think, lower than on the standard car. But at the rear, you see how it drapes down? It drapes down? 95 millimeters.
Even lower.
Even lower.
Okay.
And that kills headroom, obviously. But the reason they've done this is because that, if you don't imagine this as a road car, you imagine this as a rally car. So they put a honking big WRC wing on it. Better aerodynamics, better downforce. So everything they did to this car was in the pursuit of trashing its competition.
Okay, so I've driven this and it's a blast, but I'm really itching to know how this feels to drive. What a 90s rally car feels like to drive.
It's quite an event.
Yeah.
Do you want to find out?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for a drive. Hey, Sheldon, aren't you forgetting something?
What?
Your car's in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll move it first.
So now, inside the Celica, what do you think about it?
Wow, it certainly feels very authentic, like a rally car. It's got the noise, it's got the heat, there's no aircon.
Okay,
so roof liner as well.
So on that, and a note to the viewers as well, I apologize. This video was produced on short notice, so this car actually had was supposed to go to the workshop just before we were due to pick it up.
To me, it's perfect. To me, this is how it should be, right?
it does. So
this is a roll cage. To me,
that is true. It does feel.
It feels like it makes the right noises.
Yes.
Everyone was complaining about one of the things about the GR Yaris is very firmly sprung, hard suspension, and they're saying, it's a hard ride. Wait till get in this. After that, the Yaris is gonna feel like a Lexus in comparison.
True. I feel it as well. That's one for partly based on, that's partly because of how suspension technology has evolved, but also because this car is not completely standard. It's on different suspension, the engines had a tune. So it feels a bit more unique. It feels more. It gives you more of everything. Do you want to know what it feels like?
Sure. Let's hit it. I love that sound.
It sounds so. That sound is like the sound of the forest. Not only is this car prettier, but it's also the better rally car.
Yeah.
So this car was introduced for the 1992 season of the WRC, and it was replaced by the ST185 in 1995.
Right.
So in those 3 years, this car won every single driver's title. Carlos Sainz in 92, Juha Kankkunen in 93, and Didier Aurel in 94. And it won 2 manufacturer's titles in that period as well. So
this fair and square.
Yeah.
If the 205 get caught in some kind of scandal, so them leave red.
It did, but that's a story for another time.
Okay. So this car has made 3 guys world champions, world rally champions. GR Yaris seems to be obviously so much more better because technology has improved. How many world championships do you think that's gonna win Toyota?
Right, so the existing Yaris, the very angular, blocky one that has been running since 2017, it won 1 manufacturer's title.
But that's not the one that...
That's not the one. Yes, the GR Yaris is supposed to be better, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not going to win any. And I can say that with 100% confidence.
Why is that?
Because that car is actually never going to compete.
What?
I know, it's a really sad story, and as with a lot of sad stories that happened in the past 2 years, the answer is COVID.
What? That's
So
like a victim of COVID.
it is. It's so sad. It has so
the
much.
title of the video. Why the GR Yaris is a victim of COVID-19. Right?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So the backstory to this is, in 2022, next year, the WRC technical regulations are going to change. The cars are no longer going to be production-based. They're going to run on a space room chassis, but with body panels from a production model. So it's no longer truly production-based. It's no longer, it's no longer going to be the same. These cars are purpose-built race cars. So they were supposed to run the GR Yaris in 2021. Unfortunately, COVID hit last year, and Toyota weren't able to test. They weren't able to test the car, and if they weren't able to test the car, make sure that it runs right, it's a bit pointless to run it. So they decided to scrap the idea and go to just continue using the 2017, 2018, 19, 20 car for 1 more year before they move to the new regs.
I see.
So it is one of the greatest motorsport what ifs, kind of like the Group S era, that was supposed to replace Group B.
Yep.
How much more would the Yaris have done? It won 1 championship. How many more could it have done?
That's right.
It's such a shame. The commitment that Toyota had to build a bespoke body shell, a 3-valve body shell with a whole new engine, unique running gear, and it's a manual. How many people buy manuals these days?
Exactly.
I have such immense respect and adoration for Toyota for simply doing that, and for giving us the full 25,000 strong run of cars.
Yep. And I'm just as glad that at least some of them made it here in Singapore, that we have a chance to drive them.
Yeah, we have a chance to experience it. What a rush!
Yeah.
Childhood dream ticked.
Yep. This
How was
is
it for you?
me. This is the one. This is the definitive rally Toyota.
Because obviously you lived through the era when this was competing, wasn't it?
That's right. Yep. With the headlights and everything. Yeah. So I've always wondered what it would be like to drive this. What do you say we swap cars for a while?
I thought you'd never ask, because I've been dying to find out what that is like ever since they announced it in 2019, and ever since my friends and I saw it in the Tokyo Auto Salon where it launched last year.
Alright, why don't you see what the 30 years of progress feels like?
I'll be more than happy to.
Alright.
Here you go.